I graduated high school class of 2024. I started trading about a year ago. I told myself I'm on a 4-day winning streak right now, actually 5 on today. And I was like, okay, I'm going to size up today. You know what? I have a little bit of buffer. I'm going to size up a little bit.
At the end of the day, anything that I could do, you could do. And guess what? Now that you could do it, now that you got one payout, now you can keep on doing it. Let's talk about that though.
So I sized up. I took a big trade, hit a nice little 40% options gain on, and I was like, boom, I'm up 350 on the day. I have to cash out. So I pulled out $300, and that was my first live withdrawal.
I'm just going to let you introduce yourself. Everybody knows who I am. This isn't going to be about me. This is about you. Talk about who you are, your age, how long you've been trading, and then we're going to get into the more detailed stuff.
For sure. So I'm 18 years old. My name is Nicholas, and people call me Nick. I go by Nick. I started trading about a year ago. I graduated high school class of 2024, and I was kind of lost with trading. I was strategy hopping a lot, and I didn't really know exactly what style of trading, whether it was swing trading, day trading, investing. I didn't really know what fit me the best until I really locked in on kind of a mixture of both. It could turn into a couple days, but I like to do day trading now, basically, and so
you're day trading now. What are you day trading on? Like, I already know, but for the people that don't know.
Of course, yeah. So NQ is one of the main ones I trade. I always look at NQ. I do trade YM now because of Andre, and I also trade RTY.
Bet.
There's Russell.
So yeah, that's like a little just elevator talk of him and his trading. I'm gonna get into more like detailed questions about specific stuff, but just for my perspective, who Nick is one of my few students. I always thought you were older. Like, I'm pretty sure you told me you were 18. But I just always seem like you seem older for your age. If you go,
I appreciate that. Yeah,
he gives off that type of mindset, but that mindset is what's required to be able to get your first payout. Is going to be required to even get into the position to be able to make money online. Like, I'll probably put a screenshot from earlier, like from the message. That was one thing that stuck out to me, being able to make money online, because that's a fact. That's one of the main things that I always stress to people: making money online, the freedom that you get from being able to take trades on your laptop, the freedom you get from being able to essentially pick your own hours, pick how much you want to be able to make with no limit. Like, you can't do that in many things, and to be able to do it, especially for being young at my age, I'm 22, you're only 18 years old, it's crazy, because there's people that have been working longer than we've been alive, and we're already trying to not even work. We're just going about it a whole different way. But like you said earlier, anything is possible, because at the end of the day, anything that I could do, you could do. And guess what? Now that you could do it, now that you got one payout, now you can keep on doing it. Let's talk about that though. Today was Nick's first payout on his live account. Let's talk a little bit more. How did it all go? Like, what was the process?
Man. So I hopped on normal trading day, and I told myself I'm on a 4-day winning streak right now, actually 5 on today. And I was like, okay, I'm going to size up today. You know what? I have a little bit of buffer. I'm going to size up a little bit. So I sized up. I took a big trade, hit a nice little 40% options gain on Robinhood. And I was like, boom, I'm up 350 on the day. I have to cash out. So I pulled out $300, and that was my first live Robinhood withdrawal. So
that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
That's first of many. The main thing that I always tell people: when you can prove that you could do it once, there's no reason you can't do it again. Once you can do something one time, once you can ride that bike one time, once you can swim one time, you know it's possible. Now it's just a matter of not getting in your own way. And I talk with Nick, I want to say every week, maybe every other week, maybe every week, some weeks. Like, I've talked to him a lot of recently leading up to him getting this payout. And that's one of the things with the students. I try to talk to them on a weekly to bi-weekly basis, just to kind of keep up to date with what's going on, because on any given week, it only takes one bad day, one bad trade to kind of change the whole and everything that was going on. We all know that anybody that's traded for a good amount of time, all it takes is one day, one bad trade to kind of shift everything. You can have a great month, and then one day it can just lead you going on tilt. And that's why it's very important to be able to check out with people. But in terms of the system and everything, what was like the reasoning behind your trading, like as of right now? Like, I know how you trade and everything, but just a little bit of explanation.
Yeah, so one of my main confluences is the fair value gap play. I mean, I'm honestly liking it more at this particular market condition rather than the false breaks. And
the false
if you guys
breaks are
know,
not
you
hitting
know.
right now. The false breaks are not hitting right now.
I know they're not, bro. So I've been really liking the fair value gap play. Fair value gap and the false breaker, Andre's two main ones, and I've really been liking the fair value gap play and imbalances too. Today was an imbalance play.
There's been a lot of imbalance moves. Like, I'll say the imbalances is definitely, I would say even a lot of time I've been using imbalances more than these gaps a lot of time, because it's just like, when you're very trendy in these environments, like right now, it's very easy to just be able to say, okay, it might do this. Like, even on Nas had an imbalance move today. Is that what you caught, Nas imbalance shorts? Or what did you catch?
No, I caught RTY. Same,
okay.
similar.
Similar stuff. It was all directional wise. It was like even US 30, NAS 100. They all did very similar stuff. But that's the main thing. System wise, the same thing that he's using to trade NAS, the same thing he's using to trade RTY, the same thing as I'm using to trade US 30, the same thing other people are using to trade S&P 500. The market is going to be the market. It just comes down to having that system, having that process. That all you got to do is come back and keep replicating. The same thing that made you $350 for the day, you can do that again. The same thing that made you 300 can make you 3,000. The same thing that makes you 3,000 can make you 30,000, 300,000. It's just only adding a little bit more risk, adding a zero to that risk. But in terms of the setup, in terms of the process, that's not going to change. And that's why it's very important that when you can do it once, you can do it twice. And if you can make 300, you can make 3,000. It's just a matter of having the means, having the balance, having the capital to be able to risk that, having the risk management to keep yourself in the game, having the emotional control to keep yourself in the game. The system and everything is not going to keep you in the game. That's going to be what's allowing you to make money while you're in the game. But when it comes to the risk management and emotional control, that's going to be what keeps you in the game to actually be there to take advantage of these opportunities. Like you did today. It's only Tuesday. Like the day we're recording this is a Tuesday. He got his first payout on a Tuesday. For all I know, he can make money against. The money he made was from today. If he makes more tomorrow, it could be essentially the same thing if he wants to. If he makes another 350, he could withdraw another 300. If he makes 100, he could withdraw that tomorrow. It's just all a matter of if he wants to. Like that's the freedom. I always tell people the same thing too. Think about making $100 to $300 from trading. It doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but when you think about your job, you might not even make that in a day, and they're not even going to pay that to you for 2.5 weeks.
Of course. The freedom is really what, yeah.
So you could do that and get paid the same day later for the most part. And that's freedom that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. You pick your own hours, pick how much you make to an extent. You know, you pick how much you make, but you get what you're willing to risk. But it's another level of freedom. You're only 18.
Yeah. No, at 18, pulling 300K out of a Robinhood for today was a 30-second trade too, which is like even 30
crazier. Seconds. Nah, that's gonna be the title right there. If you made it to this part of the video, the title is gonna be 18-year-old makes $300 in 30 seconds and gets first payout. That is gonna be something along them lines. But if you made it this far, you're a real one. But that's what it takes. Like, there's nothing he's doing that anybody else can't do. He even told me earlier that in terms of the content, he learned the system and stuff from the free content I have out there. Like, he learned a lot of the mindset, the emotional control, the psychology from me talking to him one-on-one during our calls and everything. But when it comes to the system, the trading system I've already given to you guys. But I know for a fact the trading system in itself isn't going to make you successful. That's why I can give it to you for free, and people are still going to need help. That's the whole thing. Is not the system. I wish it was that easy out because the systems and strategies are everywhere. But
and there's a bad stigma. Yeah, my bad to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
There's a bad stigma with coaches, mentors, course sellers, when in reality you're giving the course for free. Paying for a reputable coach with good experience like Andre is 100% I would recommend to anybody. It doesn't have to be Andre, it doesn't have to be me, it doesn't have to be anybody.
It's anybody.
Go find someone who's reputable. You need a coach if you're trying to scale quick, I think.
Like, one thing I always tell Nick and even other people, information is just from people. When you think about books, when you think about videos, when you think about audiobooks, when you think about podcasts, everything just comes from people. Somebody is writing it, somebody is speaking, but it's always people. You learn from people. And if it's not me, somebody else. You can learn from someone like Nick. Yeah. Nick can learn from somebody else that's like somebody else. You just learn from people. Because guess what? I've gone through things that Nick's going to go through. I've gone through things that Nick hasn't gone through yet. He's gone through things I'm going to go through. And he's gone through things I haven't gone through. It's just same exact thing, but you learn from people. You don't know what you don't know. And that's the main thing. You got to remain a student to the game. Even me, I don't believe I made it to the top. I'm constantly just moving 1% a day, just like anybody else.
Yep, student first, man. Always.
Student of the game. But I just wanted to get a nice little short call. Like I said, we're going to come back when we get that $1,000 payout, $10,000, $100,000. We're just going to keep going up.
It might be this week, man. I won't even hit another withdrawal till Friday. It might be this week. Who knows?
It might be this week. See, all we're going to do is make it happen. One thing I always say, no words, no nothing. We just going to make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Actions. But if you want to leave the video off with anything, just for a little advice to anybody that's getting into trading, somebody that's looking to just kind of get into this space, what would you say?
I would say it's not for everybody for sure. And I like to say, I've heard this before, it's the hardest way to make easy money, trading. That's the way I like to put it. Find you a good coach, I think. Find some free content somewhere. Learn, study. Hours on the chart. Screen time is super important. And I'd say stick to 1 to 2 pairs. That's one thing I would stick to for sure. I wouldn't jump between a bunch of different stocks unless that's your trading style, unless that's part of your plan. But if you're using Andre's system, typical ICT things, sticking to 1 to 2 pairs is definitely the move.
No, that's a fact. That's great advice. But I appreciate you, Birdie. We're going to talk
yes, sir, bro. I appreciate you always, my guy.
To everybody else, anything he could do, so could you. Because guess what? I was once in his position. He was once in your position. And vice versa. We're all just students of the game. We're all learning from each other. We're all just in the same journey, trying to do the same exact things. Just trying to help each other. But with that being said, if you guys want to learn, be exactly like him, everything's going to be in the description. If you want to get the one-on-one training, no, I said that all wrong. The outros be cooked. Let me think.
Go ahead.
Well, let me say.
You want to learn if you want to learn.
Nah, yeah, I'm going to try to have it all together. If you want to learn just like him on how you can work with me one-on-one, join the team. It's going to be the first link in the description. It's going to be the first one. But for the free training, if you want to get access to everything when it comes to what it takes to be a profitable trader from A to Z, the free training is going to be in the description also. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.